So it is finally summer for me because school has ended, and I know the summer movie season starts in April, but for me, the summer movie season starts when school ends, and it's kicked off for me with Hereditary, even though I watched it a little late. I know I am late reviewing this movie, and I had a choice to either watch this or Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and not many people were liking that much, so I decided to watch the movie that a lot of people were calling the next Exorcist, and jeez. Hey guys, so I just watched Hereditary yesterday, and I didn't review it yesterday because I needed a day to process it. I really could not review this movie after I watched it. I really needed time to think about it, so I'm reviewing it today now, and I'm going to start off by saying this movie really isn't for everybody. If you're looking for a traditional horror movie that you would expect, then you're not going to get that, and I'm just going to get right into it. This is one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. Like, it had me shivering. It's directed by Ari Aster, and this is his first feature film, and he really understands how to make a really good horror movie and not rely on lazy cliches and tropes. And I'm not going to talk much about the plot because I honestly knew, like, nothing before watching this movie going in, and I really do think that you're better off that way. In this review, I'm just mostly going to touch on the performances and the filmmaking, but basically in this movie, a woman named Ellen passes away, and her daughter's family begins to unravel cryptic and increasingly terrifying secrets about their ancestry, and the more they discover, the more they find themselves trying to outrun the sinister fate they seem to have inherited, and that's all I'm gonna say. This movie really went a different route. Now, it wasn't like it was completely original, and I've never seen anything slightly like it before, but it really doesn't do things that horror movies commonly do now, and I really appreciated how well this movie was made from a technical and acting standpoint. The performances in this movie are fantastic. This movie stars Millie Shapiro, Alex Wolff, Toni Collette, and Gabriel Byrne, and I know how much praise that Toni Collette has gotten for this movie, but one performance I thought that was overlooked, and this was actually my favorite performance in the movie, I thought it was better than hers, was that of Alex Wolff. I thought that he did an amazing job playing her son, and he really shined in this movie for me. At times, he seemed to be the main character, and at times it seemed to be Toni Collette's character, but I thought that he did an amazing job. Now, the other performances are fantastic as well, and I do think Toni Collette's performance is quite amazing. She really knows how to balance this insanity with all these other emotions she's feeling in this movie, and this is Millie Shapiro's first film, and I thought that she did a fantastic job. There were times where she was quite creepy, and I'm sure she scared the living daylights out of everybody who watched this movie as well. Also, Gabriel Byrne I thought was fantastic. He really did play that father who was trying to be sane while juggling all this tragedy that the rest of the family is feeling, and I thought he did a great job at that as well. And all of these actors and actresses really portray grief and family drama so well, and the performances given by them was really what made me care about their characters so much. Now, this movie has, like, no jump scares, and I say like no jump scares because there were a couple only when they were needed, and what horror movie really has no jump scares? This movie almost had none, and it was fantastic to really see a director just trying to scare the audience with just visual imagery, not just a loud noise. As for issues with this movie, I do think most of the time this movie is quite unexpected, but in the second act there were a couple predictable plot points in there. Also, something about the ending just didn't work for me, and this is less of a flaw and just something I want to say. This movie doesn't really have much replay value, and it is just so depressing. If you're going to the theater to have a good time, I think you'll just walk out of this movie really depressed. But if that's what you want in a horror movie, which this movie really portrays grief very well, then go see this movie. But overall, Hereditary is one of the scariest movies I've ever seen, and one of the most well-made horror films I've ever seen as well. With outstanding performances, I do have a couple issues, but I think that if you want to be scared, or you want to watch a movie that'll really make you think, and want to talk about it with other people, I definitely recommend watching Hereditary. Hereditary is great, and I'm going to give it an A-. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. I really appreciate it if you did. And as always, have a great day. Peace out.